Welcome back to the Teacher's AI Cafe. I'm Kane, a teacher and a parent who wants AI to give us back our time. I share practical classroom-tested AI strategies to cut down your workload, improve your feedback and reduce stress so you can get your evenings back and be more present with your friends and family. No jargon, just actionable steps. Grab your mug. Now let's get going. Welcome back to the AI Teachers Cafe. Before we get into today's episode, I'd just like to put a call out for people listening to the podcast if you'd like to come on to the show. I'm about to start interviewing other teachers, whether they're absolute beginners or been using AI since it came out, or how they actually use it and their journey within AI in the education context. So if you are interested, drop me an email below or comment in the Facebook group. I've got my first teacher lined up this week, and that'll be in next week's episode when I get it up after we record it. And I'd love to hear people at all different learning areas actually come in and talk about how they use it in their particular context. Like I said, I use it in computer science and I use it in HAS, history primarily, which is my area. But I really want to hear other teachers' stories of how they're using it and how those stories will definitely benefit other teachers in the world, because we're all in this together. So if you're interested, please drop me an email and we'll see what we can organise. And they're very informal, casual chats, as you'll listen to the first one next week. And you can see if you're interested, let me know. Now let's get into it. I'm going to go with a little bit of a different direction in terms of my podcast going forward. I'm actually going to record the screen of the steps and actions that I'm going through. So up till so far, I've been going through and creating a cheat sheet you could download. And I thought we could go one step further and actually then create a video and I can upload this. So I'm going to upload this to my YouTube. I'll put the links in the show notes of my channel up there. You can access the video and I'll record the audio at the same time. You can watch it through. So today I'm going to talk about an area which, discussing with a friend who's really tech savvy and leads a lot of technology activities within his school, but he didn't know how these particular items within ChatGPT actually worked. So that's the platform I'm going to base on all my activities. One, because it's the one I paid for, but the example I'm going to give you today is the free version. So I'm logged into a free version, a non-paid account on this particular one. The feature that we're going to look at today is one of the most important things that's actually been added into this particular platform. For one, it allows you to create resources that are customized for a particular, say, subject, and we're going to use that model. And also, is the flip side, it's something you can do for free. At the same time, the government is spending, at least here in WA, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if millions of dollars, designing a custom system that essentially these project folders actually do. So today we're going to look at projects, and these are located on the left-hand side. If we look at our chat window over here, we've got things like new chats, new search chats, library, you got GPTs, and you got projects underneath that. And what I've done is I've gone select a new project. I will do another one here. So if I want to do one for history, and then I just click create project and it creates these projects on here. Now with the free version, this is different to the paid version. Where the differences come in is it allows you to upload files to this particular project that you can refer to again and again. So in this case, we just click on add files and we can drag all the files we want on there. Now the difference between the free and the paid version is, paid version I uploaded recently 21 files, no restrictions whatsoever into a particular project. In the free version, you can only upload 3 files at a time. So we're just going to work with 3 files in the example that we're going to do today. So what makes projects different and what makes it very useful is everything within the project can refer to other chats within the project. But before we get into that, if you look at here, I've got my Geography Year 9, the sample here. When I click on files, I've already uploaded 3 files today. And that is how I found out there's a 3-file limit. And I've got these files off my School Curriculum and Standards Authority here in WA. I've downloaded the files. This is what they made available to teachers, curriculum points, assessment exemplars. So you can get a lot of these resources. In this case, I've only uploaded 3. I've got an assessment activity example. I've got a teaching outline. This actually covers all of Year 9, but it's got geography embedded within that. And then we've got the teaching and learning assessment exemplar for the Year 9, in this case, food scarcity. So what we see here, we've got our 3 files uploaded, and then within the project folder, we can refer to these documents and it can draw upon that to help us really customize or focus on the type of responses we want to get from it. So when we look at the desktop here, we've got Geography Year 9, and see the files listed there. Tomorrow I could add 3 more files onto that if I wanted to. And what I'm going to do is actually ask it to interrogate. So just say you're a Year 9 teacher. And what I normally recommend teachers do is you actually create a project for each of your individual classes. So if you teach Year 9 Geography, in this example, you have one project for that. If you teach Year 12 Geography, school teacher, you'd have a separate project for that. And you would upload the different documents into that particular project to refer to. So I'm going to first of all interrogate the files. I'm going to ask it, can you read the files, summarize, excuse my bad typing. Good thing AI doesn't care about your spelling errors. My bad. Summarize main concept. Yeah, right. Program. So we can use it to start getting information guide and make sure it's actually reading correctly. And what it's doing now, it's actually processing that. And it's given me a summary there. It's got core themes, biomes, and food security. And then it's giving me a list, key knowledge and understanding. It's outlining them for me. What it also puts on the end of that, it actually puts the references where it's getting the information from. In this case, it's the Year 9 sample teaching and learning outline. It's extracted all the main points out of there. The key concepts, skills developed by there, and guess what the assessment focus would be. So if you're a new teacher to this learning area, it actually helps you to extract all the key points out of the document yourself. Once again, always go back and read the full documents yourself. But like I said, if you've already done that, it allows you to summarize all that. It is those. And what I've noticed AI is doing now, which is nice, is ask me at the bottom, would you like me to create a visual concept map of the themes, biomes, food production challenges, food security and sustainability, make it easier for the students how the ideas connect. It's fantastic. Let's do that. And I've noticed OpenAI or ChatGPT has actually added this feature in to that, giving prompting what you may like next in terms of the information actually being fed into it. So while we're waiting that to process, going through, as we've got a bit of time, I think I might have a wait and then edit these sort of points out when I actually do it. Okay, what's it done? Oh, it's done a very nice visual mind map for you. Like I said, you're going to have to go look at the YouTube video. Essentially, it's made a Year 9 Geography biomes and food security concept map, simplified. So I've asked it to make it downloadable. So I can then download, maybe hand it out to students. It also asked me from things, would I like to make a simplified student-friendly version with fewer subpoints, more icons, visuals? Like I said, it's giving those prompts in there. Now, while it's making the downloads, the advantage of actually having all your resources in here is we can actually start a new chat. It'll actually remember everything within this chat. So it's created a PNG file for me. Okay, there we go. If you look at the video, it's downloaded the map for me. I can read it. It's not an ideal one, but like I said, it's got all the main concepts and got the links in there. It's not something I'd give students, but for your own planning, it could be something you could use. Now, if I go back to the Geography Year 9 folder, what I see now is I see my Year 9 Geography. I see the 3 files and I see the first chat, and I've got the window, new chat in Geography Year 9. I'm not going to spend a lot of time building an entire Year 9 here when I'll see how you can progress through and actually build some resources. Now, this is going to be a new chat, but the important feature is this chat can refer to the information that's in the geography summary that I've actually already made. So here we go. Okay, from the resources, create, we'll do a 7-week program outline suitable for Year 9 student literacy levels. I'll tell you, it will be 10-week program with 3 weeks of assessments. The assessments will be week 5, 2-week assessment, and then week 10 we have 4 times 60-minute lesson a week. Okay, so from the resource we can say we've got a few typos in there, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. Let's see what it comes up with. So I've asked for a 7-week program, 2-week assessment, which is in week 5, and then another one in week 10. So we should have those gaps in the program there. And it should just essentially give me an outline. Now, what I might do is actually draw on the program that I've actually already uploaded, provided by my curriculum authority here. And so it's starting to generate food security and population one for me. And it's got week 1 to 2, introduction to biomes of food security. That's what we normally do. Factors affecting food security, assessment block, which has got those 2 weeks, post-assessment, 8 to 9 interconnections, global perspectives, and final summative assessment. And what it's actually looked through there is created the main points of the content and activities you may want to consider within that. So it's drawing on the information as I've uploaded. Now, if I uploaded a lot more examples, if I uploaded previous programs, if I uploaded previous assessments into my project, if I uploaded examples of my resources I already had, it would then give a much greater or richer resource in its outputs. So the more information you get the better the result that actually comes with. Now, what we can do, I'm not going to go through the whole lot. We may want to pick a particular one to look at generating some resources for it. Okay, let's look at weeks 3 and 4, factors affecting food security. Now, we're going to take the dot point, which is environmental economic content point, which is environmental, economic, technological factors, climate, soil, water, tech, and turn that into a lesson for this curriculum point. Actually, we won't put it here. What we'll do is we'll go back because I want to keep this nice and neat, and we'll start a new chat. And create a single 60-minute lesson for this content point. And just say we haven't taught it before. We want to get some ideas. We'll ask it before creating a resource with list 5 pedagogical approach. So we'll ask it, if you're new to the area, you haven't taught it before, there's no one to ask around, you can ask it for different ways you may approach to actually teach this particular content. And what we said here, we've got a case study inquiry, data analysis, visual literacy, role play, comparative activity, technology innovation, showcase, or a STEM integration. I quite like technology. I'm going to pick number 5. Okay, let's go with number 5, because obviously it remembers my points up there. Create lesson for this. And I'll set it to do a bit more while I was doing that. Students explore agriculture technology, drip irrigation, GM crops, drones, vertical farming. Small groups, they evaluate the effectiveness of one technology, present how it addresses limitations of climate, soil, and water availability. Okay, we're back. And what we actually did, we had a bit of an error with my recording. This screen stopped recording, so I've gone back to re-record the last section again. Okay, so what I did is I've got the screen up if you look at the one on YouTube, and I'm just going to step through what I actually did the previous one, so we don't have to wait for the output from AI system. So for this curriculum point, create a 60-minute lesson plan for this content, and the one I've chosen is the environmental, economic, technological factors, climate, soil, water, and tech. Before creating the resource, provide me with a list of 5 possible pedagogical approaches to teach the content. And this is a good if you've never taught it before and you're looking for different ideas. It's actually given me 5 different ideas there. Case study, data analysis, visual literacy, simulation role play, comparative mapping activity, a technology innovation showcase, or STEM. Now I chose STEM, I like the idea of STEM. Students can explore some agricultural technologies, drip irrigation, GM crops, etc. So I've told it, let's now go with number 5, create a lesson for this, and it's created a 60-minute lesson for us with lots of different activities, lesson sequence, group investigation, group presentation, and reflection, part of that. Now, the resources it needs is a video clip, it says you can get from National Geographic, whiteboard, digital board, laptops, fact sheets, quick research. And it's also said teacher-created technology cards, summaries for each innovation. Now, I don't have those cards, so I'm just going to quickly ask it to generate that for us. Create this resource for me. In terms of, so it actually says, do you want me to make, it says at the bottom, do you want me to make technology cards, 1-page fact summary for each innovation that students can use during the group investigation, so they're really used in the classroom? So it already knew I didn't have those resources, that I might need them, so it's thinking ahead. So I've asked it to create this resource for me, put it in a CSV file for me to import Canva to make cards. So when I'm making resources, I'll then actually make them visually appealing and better structured in a product such as Canva. Teacher created technology cards, summaries for each innovation. And what it did there, if you look at the video, it's created a CSV file, which I can use then to do bulk imports into Canva to make lots of cards at once instead of doing each one manually. but I don't know what's on the card. So what I should have really done is list the cards here for me to review. And what it's come up with, it's got the same structure, all of them. I didn't outline the structure, but it's something it's important you do if you want something in particular. It's got drip irrigation is the first one. It's got how it works, challenges, benefits, and limitations. Delivers, and I'm not going to go through the points. And what you can then is take those title and those headings and make a really nice looking card in Canva, better than text-based when you get in AI here. Next one's drones for crop monitoring, genetically modified crops, vertical farming, hydroponics, and precision agriculture, GPS data-driven farming, which is very popular nowadays in the Western world. So we look at, it's giving me these 5 cards here, and it's produced it for me. But what I might also want to do is use it to make some introduction, a slide deck. So I've got some basic cards here now I can then build on. So if I go to my chat over the left-hand side here, I've asked it to start testing out the fact that it already knows about all the other chats within the project. So my prompt is, using core focus, create an outline for a slide deck. And that's it. So I'm relying on it to actually know what the core focus is from the program outline that we're doing, and ask it to make a slide outline for a slide deck, because then I can take that outline into, say, Google presentation, Microsoft, Apple's one as well. You can then take this content and build it on the platform that you want to do. And it's given me here a 7-slide introduction slide deck. I can actually do it. It's asking me if it'd like to into a polished PowerPoint style. I'll ask it, yes, make Google slides for me. The outline. I haven't done this before. When I've done it from PowerPoint, I don't tend to like the results that we've got so far at the moment. I tend to take it into another app. So if we come back to our project folder, we can see we've got 4 different chats there, and we've got these resources building over time. What's important for that comes out of this is that over time, you can build a really good resource within the project. You can even upload your existing lesson plans in there, existing teaching resources if you want to. You can also change the file. So when you go into files here, you can delete older ones, so the curriculum points change or the outline program changes. Delete the old one and update the new one, so you actually get the most current information when you're doing your queries or your prompts within the project itself. So definitely have a play. In terms of looking at other platforms, I had a look at Gemini. That doesn't have it, but I did look in Claude. Claude does actually have a projects folder section in there as well, whereas Gemini from Google doesn't have projects. They're probably more pushing people to use their Notebook LM platform for this. That seems where they seem to be focusing in terms of educational or things aimed at teachers, than the normal Gemini chat platform in this case. Definitely go play with whatever platform you'd like to use. And as always, please share this with colleagues that are actually interested, and do remind them that these aren't done in particular order. They're discrete individual podcasts that actually cover different topics, and therefore they can just jump into the ones that actually interest them the most and what they want to learn about at that point. Until then, keep up the good work. Please hop on Apple Podcasts, give me a 5-star rating, write a really nice review so other teachers can find it, and share it with everyone in your teaching there. As always, if you've got any queries or particular questions or things you want me to cover, put a question in the Facebook group or drop me an email directly. The details are always in the show notes. And I'll also put in the YouTube link as well in the show notes if you want to go watch the video version and see how I actually step through this particular project. So until next time, keep up the good work.